What is up, Dodgers Nation? Welcome to the Dodgers Nation Postgame Show. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Thanks for rocking with us after the Dodgers lose. They have their 7-game winning streak snapped by the Padres. They lose by a final score of 2-1, and it was a pitcher's duel, right? You had two pitchers that combined for 26 strikeouts for the starters, and the bullpen combined for the Padres and the Dodgers. Not much doing for both offenses all night long. Tyler Glasnow, he was outstanding for the Dodgers, gave up just a solo home run to Campusano, and then King really had his best start really as a Padre, going out there and punching out 11 Dodgers. And LA had their opportunities. We're going to break those down. But first and foremost, let me know where you represent Dodgers Nation from tonight. Also, give me your biggest takeaway from tonight's loss. Give me your biggest takeaway from tonight's loss. And how'd you feel about the decision late in that game? You got Luis Arráez at the plate, one of the best bat-to-ball hitters on the planet, possibly the best bat-to-ball hitter on the planet the last couple of seasons. You have the game-winning run there on second after Campusano had a leadoff double against Michael Grove, and yet first base open, and first pitch, he leaves a heater high up in the zone, and easy contact for him, and the Padres walk it off. Here, let's take a look.
Line to center field, a base hit. Wade's coming around from second. Here comes the throw. He will be safe. Welcome to San Diego. Luis Arráez. Walk-off base hit. Padres win it.
And by the way, I'm getting Game 7 World Series vibes from that Padres team. Running out of the dugout, acting like they won Game 7 of the World Series. And I think Mookie Betts was spot on when he said during spring training that the Dodgers are going to be every team's World Series, and we saw it on display. I'm sure the parades are lit right now at Gaslamp. The Padres really loving this big World Series win for them. And look, give them credit. I mean, the pitching was great on both sides today. Dodgers had some opportunities early on. We're going to break those down, but unfortunately, Michael Grove, new number 29, he goes out there and isn't able to have very much success early on. I mean, very first at bat, we're going to start at the end, then we're going to rewind. Campusano, second pitch, first of all, he misses wide. He just really pulls the slider there and is behind the count. And the second pitch leaves the slider that caught too much of the plate. Campusano, he doubles to left. And then Wade, you have a nice pinch runner in there with some speed that can score from second on a base hit. Kim, he strikes out on a slider. Nice way to bounce back there. But then Luis Arráez with one out, just first pitch. I mean, it's supposed to be a cutter, 93 miles per hour, catches way too much of the plate, missed a little high right there, and that was that. I think they're trying to see what they can get from Michael Grove. They're saying, okay, maybe he's not a multi-inning reliever, but can he be a high leverage or at least a guy that you can count on in one inning of work? And it was a big test for him tonight on the road against a hungry Padres team that is now 5.5 games back from the Dodgers in the NL West. Dodgers, they fall to 26-14. Padres 21-20, hovering right around 500. They wanted this game in a big way. They wanted to start this series and get some momentum, and you got Michael Grove out there, and he just did not get the job done. I think with first base open, Luis Arráez at the plate, his first game at Petco, you know he's going to try to make something happen. You know he's going to try to electrify the crowd and win over his teammates and just be a spark, and he was exactly that. So the way everything laid out, it was tailor-made for a big moment for Luis Arráez, and all he had to do is really put the ball in play. He does just that, and the Padres, they walk away with the win. But like I said, I'm getting big. I'm getting really big. Really big. Well, that was Tyler Glasnow, but I'm getting really big. Let me just look at this, the walk-off here. Look at that walk-off. I mean, of course, James Outman doesn't have a great arm, but even so, it's a tough play to make. But look at that, win the World Series. There you go, Arráez pounding his chest. You got Manny Machado hustling out there. Hey, you guys. But, I mean, you got to love this San Diego Padres team for them tonight winning their World Series. So congratulations to them. But I just don't think it was the best move. I understand having Michael Grove out there because, look, even if you put Daniel Hudson out there and he keeps that lead, if you're out there in the 10th inning, you're going to need Michael Grove at some point. Who else are you going to go to, right? Gus Varland, Nabil Crismatt, you're going to go to I mean, Daniel Hudson would have been the spot if they had the lead in that situation, right? So at some point, you're going to need to call on Michael Grove. And if he's in that bullpen, you got to see him produce and to see him produce in big spots. And unfortunately, the injuries are going to really pay the price. They're going to take their toll at some point. And yeah, Michael Grove, he has to prove if he wants to be a part of this team that he has to come through in those situations. But first things first, how'd you feel about the end of that game? We got the Padres just beat them. Where was Vesia? Yeah, I mean, that's another thing. I mean, at the plate, you got a lefty at the plate, and he really is their only contact hitter. They're really only pure contact hitter in that lineup. And in that situation, you just want him to put the ball in play for the San Diego Padres versus you go to Fernando Tatis Jr., a righty-righty matchup. Tatis, he's someone that could come through in that situation, but in a tie game, walk-off situation, just didn't love it. We got Glasnow is amazing, and Ohtani. We got Fire Dave Roberts. So, yeah, I see the Fire Dave Roberts crowd. I know you guys are going to be out in force. And, look, here's the thing. This team has come off a stretch where you've won 14 of 16 games. You're on a 7-game winning streak. You were averaging 6.5 runs per game. Unfortunately, tonight the Bats, they just didn't get it going against a hot pitcher over there in King. And King definitely was wearing the crown for the Padres tonight. But more comments, Fire Roberts, DFA Grove after tonight. That's from Nando. So lots of Fire Roberts. Let's see, Mario. What's up, Mario? Over there, weak throw to the plate as well from Outman. Look, I mean, James Outman, he has his strengths and he has his weaknesses as an outfielder, and unfortunately, his weakness is definitely he doesn't have one of the better arms at that position. But really, I mean, he actually really does. I mean, that's a tough play. I mean, if you look at James Outman, I mean, arm strength, 79th percentile, arm value in the 40th percentile, so range 85 percentile. So it's tough to put that one on James Outman. Not his best throw, but it was going to be a difficult play no matter what for any center fielder that's out there. So, yeah, I really don't pin this one on James Outman. We got Vesia is a Padres fan. Joe, 30-33. They're going to have celebratory rings made for Padres for tonight. Finish him. I gotta give you love for that one. Terrible move by Roberts. That's from Jared over on YouTube. Chief, can't believe MLB allows San Diego to wear those city reject unis. Look like a bunch of Tijuana taxi drivers. To me, it looks like a 90s Taco Bell threw up all over them. Okay, that's what those jerseys looked like to me, but I'm going to give you a finish for that one. I know there's going to be a lot of roasting. What up, Richard Flores? Man, Richard Flores, man, you're going to pay for my vacation, man. You're going to pay for my trip to San Diego. I will be in San Diego tomorrow covering the game, so look for a live post game. We're going to definitely do some content down there, some vlogging. So look for that on the YouTube channels and social medias. We got $4.99 super chat. Really appreciate you, Mr. Richard Flores. Dave keeps putting Grove in bad situations that he's not suitable for. First base open and Dave sitting there with his finger up his butt. Classic Dave. Okay, that's a little much there, but I'm going to give you a bruh for that one. But look, I mean, it's tough. Like I said, I mean, they believe in Michael Grove. Like I said, you'll find someone who loves you like the Dodgers love Michael Grove, and he has enticing ability. It just, when he misses, it's typically up in the zone, and it's typically center cut or middle. And that's the unfortunate thing for Michael Grove. And on the night, he just, I mean, got off to a bad start. I mean, new number 29, and second pitch, I mean, you put the winning run, 2 pitches in, the winning run's already standing at second base. So probability-wise, good chance that runner is going to score and this game is going to be over. So you're really behind the 8 ball in that situation. And like I said, in a tie game, you're going to have to use Grove at some point in this situation. Possibly, depending on if the Dodgers were able to score. But, I mean, look at, do you want Krismat? Do you want Fireisen? Do you want Varland in those situations? Hudson, if he goes out there and he holds the lead, you're still going to need one of those other guys to come back at some point to close this game. And the Padres being at home, you got that final at-bat. So it was a tough situation. I think really it speaks to something that really hasn't hurt the Dodgers in this stretch where they've taken 14 of 16 games, because the bullpen, they have a sub-2 ERA in this stretch. It's been a next man up mentality. They've gotten big contributions, even with key members out, and you're starting to see no Ryan Brazier. no Evan Phillips, no Brusdar Graterol. Those are the big three of that bullpen. Joe Kelly is out. I mean, think about how decimated this bullpen is right now. And typically, that's why I don't get too hot and bothered over some of these regular season losses, when the reason why they lost that game is because of some of those players that were the reason why they lost aren't going to be guys that are going to be on the mound or in the box when postseason play begins, right? I mean, guys like Michael Grove, I mean, if he's in there in those situations and it's October, a lot of things went really wrong, right? Because I'm here to tell you, either they get those guys back or they go and trade for some guys, okay? There's only two options. They're not going to go out there and run what they have, right? So, yeah, I mean, you're just feeling the effects of having a bullpen that's been dealing with some freak injuries. I mean, Ryan Brazier, he hurts his calf warming up in Arizona. Evan Phillips, a top 10 reliever in the game, he hurts his hamstring when his pants get caught on his cleat. I will say, Mitch Lotta half full take. How about Blake Treinen? How about Blake Treinen? Oh, my goodness. I mean, one of my biggest takeaways tonight is Blake Treinen, he could be elite. Blake Treinen could be top 10, 20 reliever if he stays healthy. I know it's a big if, but this guy's stuff is nastier than a porta potty at a music festival. And he comes in there and he makes light work of this Padres offense there. He comes out there in the 8th inning. He ends up going 1 inning through 14 pitches, 11 for strikes, 2 strikeouts total, and you just look at his stuff. If the wiffle ball is back, I mean, this is pure sorcery. He engages in pitchcraft, and you saw in that 8th inning, he strikes out Profar on 3 pitches, a nasty, nasty slider, something that looks like it doesn't belong. Something that looks like it should be illegal. And then he gets Bogart's swing on 3 pitches too. Another slider that just was disgusting. And then he gets Merrill to line to center. That was the 8th pitch of the at-bat. So struggled a little bit with command. Got ahead in the count 0-2. And then fouled some pitches off and then threw 3 balls. But on the 8th pitch, got some soft contact. So Mitchell out of half full take is, if Blake Treinen is that guy, if there's any chance that he's 2021 Blake Treinen, and then you get Evan Phillips back, Ryan Brazier starts pitching like we saw last season, because before he got injured, last 3 appearances, he was starting to look like the Brian Brazier we saw last season. Then you get Brusdar Graterol back. You have the makings of an elite bullpen, and then maybe it's just a Tanner Scott that you go out there and trade for, and that takes his bullpen over the top. So, yeah, big takeaway tonight is you are going to feel the effects of a bullpen that's dealing with injuries at some point, and tonight was the night, because Michael Grove went out there, wasn't able to execute pitches, and unfortunately, Luis Arráez, he had the big moment, and they're having a big night in San Diego. Alex, horrible throw, but let's be honest, they were not going to escape the L in that situation. Alex, speaking facts out there, give you a comment of the show for that one. Ron Jurica, too many strikeouts tonight. Yeah, I mean, look, you got to tip your cap. I mean, some of the at-bats tonight, they weren't the best at-bats that we've seen, but, I mean, look, Michael King, he was in his bag tonight. Michael King went out there, and he was fantastic on the mound. He goes 7 innings, had 11 strikeouts, gave up just 2 hits through 106 pitches. 106 pitches on the night. And then Tyler Glasnow, he was equally as dominant. He was equally as fantastic. They had 1 bad pitch to Camposano, kind of left it up middle, and he put a good swing on it, and give him credit. He was able to score on that one. But look, this was somewhat of a rare night. You're not going to see this level of pitching every single night. In fact, OptaStats tweet out, tonight's Dodgers and Padres game is the only MLB game in the modern era in which both starting pitchers, Tyler Glasnow, Michael King, went at least 7 innings with 10 plus strikeouts and 2 or fewer hits allowed. So you saw elite pitching by both teams out there on the mound, and that's why the final score was what it was, a 2-1 win by the San Diego Padres. But the Dodgers still had their opportunities. They did have their opportunities in this one, and you look at that 3rd inning. That 3rd inning really sticks out for the Dodgers. You got the 1-out walk there by Mookie Betts. Ohtani, he singled to left, so the Dodgers have runners on 1st and 2nd. with 1 out, and then Freddie Freeman, he strikes out swinging on a changeup on the inside corner, and then Will Smith, he strikes out swinging on a changeup down in the zone. So you had some opportunities in this one. They just weren't able to capitalize on them. I mean, look at the top of the second inning. I mean, 2 outs, Teoscar Hernandez, he was safe at first after that fielding error by Jake Cronenworth. Then Pages, he draws a 2-out walk. So you got runners on first and second. Gavin Lux at the plate. He strikes out on 3 pitches. He goes down swinging on a 4-seam fastball up in the zone. And then you look later in the game, the Dodgers were able to tie this thing up. They were able to tie this thing up there in the 8th inning after a leadoff single from Mookie Betts. Then Shohei Ohtani, he steps to the plate, 1-1 count. He doubles to left. Really nice piece of hitting. That set the Dodgers up with runners on second and third with 1 out. And Freddie Freeman, first pitch, he gets the job done to tie the game, and he is able to hit that sac fly. That ties things up at 1. But then what really killed you right there is after an intentional walk. Look at that. That's good management right there. I mean, intentionally walk Will Smith. That sets up a Max Muncy double play to end the inning. So, hey, sometimes you have to just pick your battles and play the matchups. And Luis Arraez with first base open probably was not the right decision tonight. And I would much rather have seen Grove versus Tatis Jr., especially with Arraez up there, first game at Petco, trying to make an impression, trying to make something electric happen, and he certainly did. And then, yeah, that inning really hurts you. I mean, the Muncy double play there in the 8th. And look, Freddie Freeman, he gets a sac fly to left. But one thing I want to point out is everyone's always, play small ball, lay down some bunts, hit some sac flies. Yeah, there's a reason why the Dodgers don't like to give up outs, okay? Because you win ball games by crooked number innings, by scoring multiple runs in innings. That's what puts you over the top. So Freddie Freeman hits a double in the gap, 2-run score, and then I'm not saying that he was just trying to do that, but look, I think, look, you know what I say. If you want the dub, you've got to slug. So I don't like giving up outs, okay? Not a big fan of small ball, but I mean, certain situations, absolutely. But look, everything really tells you that you outscore your opponent, you score 6.5 runs per game like they have, you win a ton of games, and you take a lot of pressure off the bullpen and starting pitching. But I know I've been going off, so I want to hear what you guys have to say. We got SJ Stevens, $4.99. What's the overall SD versus LA record this year so far? Appreciate the content. What's up, SJLS Stevens, man? Appreciate you rocking with us here. I mean, we got a Padres fan in the building, and I think for me, the Padres Dodgers, look, it's like I said, it's a temporary rivalry. It's a big brother little brother rivalry, but to say there's not juice, it's just not true. There's definitely some juice with these teams. So look, I mean, of course, they split in San Diego. They split in Seoul, South Korea. Dodgers took the opener 5-2. They lost game 2 15-11. Then in LA, Dodgers lost 2 out of 3. Now you lose tonight. So hey, good job for the San Diego Padres. That's 4 wins for the Padres, 2 wins for the Dodgers. I still like the Dodgers' chances to take 2 out of 3 this series. I'm really excited about Walker Buehler on Sunday. But hey, we got to anybody but Grove from Diane Schroeder. Grove is not a late inning guy from Sailor or SA3LER over on YouTube. Cheap Padres ran into the clubhouse to order their series rings from Jared. Okay, I'm dying over here. You're killing me, Larry. Dino's 5150. I want Arraez walk like a manager should do, and you defend it. Are you not listening? Did I not say that was the wrong decision? How am I defending anyone? Well, come on now. Come on. Mason Miller looking better and better. Alex, manifest Mason Miller. I'm here for it. It'd be a tall asking price. They would definitely require a Godfather offer. I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse. But this guy's just balling, man. If you can get him for a good, for not too much. I mean, don't give two top 10 prospects, but who knows? Where the hell is Vanasco then, Doug? Moose 1032. He's still cooking, man. At some point, these guys get opportunities. But yeah, look, I mean, there's definitely a pecking order right now, but definitely think so. Nando 390 says Hogwatch is camping out the Padres parade already. Hey, be nice to my guy Borna, okay? I rock with Borna, man. Borna's a good dude, but he would actually. The cool thing about Borna, he appreciates a good burn right there. So I'm pretty sure he'd laugh at that. that, and I'm sure he's got the sleeping bag and everything out. So looks like Outman threw off his back foot. Yeah, the technique wasn't great there for sure. And like I said, I mean, James Outman has proven to have one of the better arms at that position. But if you look at it again, I mean, that pitch, that cutter just leaves it up on the inner half. Bounces it right before the mound. But just look at the pitch location. I mean, that's right there where Luis Arraez can get that bat to it. That cutter ain't cutting it in that situation from Michael Groven. Hey, they take advantage of it and they walk it off. But, I mean, how about that? I mean, Padres and the Dodgers, they combined to rack up so many punch outs in this one. So many punch outs in this game. 26 punchies combined. I mean, that's pretty insane. I mean, it's one of those games where, like, yeah, you'd hope that they could find a way. I mean, I think really Gavin Lux striking out, the Max Muncy double play, they had some opportunities, but it's not like they were out there with runners aboard all night long. If you look at the Dodgers with runners in scoring position, they were 0 for 4. So only 4 times they had runners in scoring position. You had 7 men left on base. The killer, like I said, that Max Muncy double play. You had the sac fly from Freddie Freeman, but he goes gap to gap or something like that. They're in a better position to win. So I'm always in favor, especially on the road, is being a little more aggressive at the offensive side, at the plate, because you don't want to tax the bullpen. You don't want to play extra innings games. We saw so many wild extra innings games from these two teams, but Hope Phillips comes back soon. Paul Gutierrez, you and me both, brother. Richard Flores, okay, Diane, even though I'm in a bad mood right now, I hit the like button, respecting the 760. Yeah, if you guys really want to help the channel, see us do more giveaways, hit that like button. Like I said, always comment Goat Tawny so you're eligible for our giveaways, and hit that subscribe button. Goat Tawny from Raul. Profar is back to being irrelevant. Alex with the burns right there. I like it. Fire take. Bilal K says 6 pitches, 6 strikes, 2 outs, but let's just keep waiting, right? Talking about Gavin Lux, and Mookie's power vanished as soon as he had to take over shortstop. Bilal, that's something that I'm looking at. You guys know Mookie has been a little bit above average if you look at all things combined, all things considered when it comes to playing shortstop. But having said that, we'll see how that impacts his offense, if any, because he's taken more ground balls before games. That takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of mental bandwidth. And even though he can do it, you're seeing him improve a lot. The backhand looks better. The throws are better. His instincts are better there. So, yeah, I mean, look. We'll just have to monitor that. And the power has been down a little bit for Mookie Betts. And you definitely want to see him get close to 30 to 35 home runs this year. He had a career high 39 last season. Why not? Leonardo Blanco says, why not walk Luis Arraez and face Fernando Tatis Jr.? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they thought that Fernando Tatis Jr. was doing some ringworm cream on deck or something. I don't know. Alexander Vasquez, Mookie said it best, we're everyone's World Series. Fire take. The Dodgers left their offense in L.A. Felt like that tonight for sure. Roberts' new number is 86. Follow through with it. Padres play their best against us. They definitely bring it, man. Dodgers still better than the Padres from Paul Gutierrez. Sal says you can call Mookie's at bats when he walks up to the plate. Lazy fly ball out to right field. 8th innings. Yo, Doug, when Miller comes back, what happens to the starting rotation? We actually talked about that today, so go back and watch that one. But he's definitely going to have his spot. He's definitely going to have his spot in this rotation. I wouldn't worry too much about that. I mean, they're basically going 6-man right now with Ryan Yarbrough. So it's a good problem to have, right? It's definitely a good problem to have. But we are all Padres blanks. Definitely not. Definitely not. They have 0 World Series titles. Why haven't we called up Dinelson Lamet? I mean, Dinelson Lamet, he's doing things in AAA, and he's not really like your prototypical bullpen reliever type, right? So that's another thing too. If he's more of he's a depth piece, right? He's a guy where if you really got to go deep there, if you have some injuries, he's someone you call upon, but they feel better about the guys they have in the bullpen now. But if these guys start to struggle, Lamet's someone who could get an opportunity. But Roberts is a San Diego guy. No, he bleeds Dodger blue. Dodgers doing their best Angels cosplay. You got me on that one. It was jet lag, D-Mac. He got me on that one. Definitely some jet lag, man. The time difference between L.A. and San Diego, the travel, I think that's, look, we can chalk this up to that. So fantastic point by Chief over on YouTube. I'm going to give you a double, bro, for that one. Dave Roberts is an undercover Padre, so you guys are accusing Dave Roberts of being once a Padre, always a Padre. Roy Estrada, have to admit, King had some ridiculous movement on his pitches. He did. I mean, some of those pitches up in the zone, the one to get Gavin Lux out, that stuff was moving more than a military family for sure. But how about this? Another Michelada half full take. Tyler Glasnow is that man. Tyler Glasnow is the bona fide ace that the Dodgers hoped that he was going to be. He has checked off every single box, from high velocity, nasty curveball, tight slider. I mean, he's got the mix to be successful. He has top shelf, elite level stuff that is going to play up in the postseason, and you're seeing the results. 57 innings this season. 57 innings this season. He looks healthy. He looks fresh. He told me before the season and this year he wanted to set a new career high in innings pitched and games started. Now, will they let him do that because they want to keep him fresh? Probably not. But I still think he could surpass 120 innings. I certainly think he could surpass 21 starts. I think they're going to try to do what's best to make him peak at the right time in October. But tonight, Tyler Glasnow, he was terrific once again. He goes 7 innings, allowed 1 earned run, 1 hit, the Campusano home run, had 10 strikeouts, 2 walks, a 27 called strike and whiff percentage, threw 99 pitches, 68 for strikes. If you look at his updated ERA now, he has a 2.53 ERA for the season, a 2.53 FIP, a 2.45 expected ERA. So the expected numbers are great. The advanced stuff is great. The old school stats are great. This guy is great. That's what you need to know about Tyler Glasnow, and he's got more dog than I really knew about. So I always knew he was kind of a dog. I knew he's kind of got some attitude, but he's got that dog, man. So that's why even in a loss, Tyler Glasnow is getting my dog of the game. He's got that. Let me double dog of the game. Woof, 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 woof. So, I mean, you look at his night. I mean, he was great. I mean, he was fantastic. So many big strikeouts all night long. I mean, Cronenworth strikes him out with that slider down the zone. Just some of the curveballs. I mean, let's take a look at some of this filth by Tyler Glasnow. I mean, just look at Manny Machado up in the zone. Profar. Let me just buy you with the fastball. Dots the 97-mile-per-hour fastball. I mean, this is pitching. This is working up in the zone. This is working down in the zone. This is someone who is just really, really mastering his craft at this point. I think the Dodgers got him during the peak of his prime with 3 to 4, maybe even 5 prime years left. Really, the only blemish was the bottom of the 3rd inning after he struck out Merrill with another four-seam fastball on the corner. Campusano ambushing a fastball. He leaves that four-seam fastball 97-mile-per-hour, just a little too middle, and he crushed it. So, look, that's going to happen occasionally, but still, I mean, he bounces back. He gets Kim with a sinker. I mean, you're going to live with solo shots against Tyler Glasnow. Typically, he's going to get more run support. He was top 5 in Major League Baseball with run support per 9 innings this season. They were giving him pretty much 7 runs per game this season. So he's gotten a lot of run support this season. And he was great once again. I mean, Tyler Glasnow, he's the real deal. I mean, what would you guys grade Tyler Glasnow tonight? I mean, I think it's an A. I think it's easily an A for Glasnow. And for the Dodgers, so far, I'm going to do my early season grades next week. I don't want to tip it off too much, but he's definitely on the honor roll. Let's just put it that way. Let's just not even be on the dean's list. Let's just put it that way. Tonight, his four-seam fastball topped out at 97.8. I think we're going to get some velocity ticks on that. It was up a little bit. So that's a guy that can pump you 98, 99 on a big stage as well. And then you saw him go with that slider 27% of the time. Goes with that sinker and that curveball. So I like the pitch mix from him as well. And he's just an elite pitcher, man. He's an ace. And they got him locked up in his prime. So one of the more underrated moves of the offseason. Ringworm cream on deck. That's Jackie Treehorn. You never know. You never know. Okay, let's just finish him. We got Mookie is slumping like most players go through. This is not something to get excited about on the block. I'm not worried. Freddie went through a slump. Mookie goes through a slump. Ohtani started the year on a slump. The ebbs and flows, the ups and downs, the smilings and frowns of a baseball season. Mookie puts ketchup on his carne asada. Diego, that's an interesting take. 499 super chat from Miko O over on YouTube. Dodgers are the better team, but King was nasty tonight. His stuff in the first 3 innings was some of the nastiest I've seen all year. Miko, I mean, it really was. And the funny thing is, yes, it was, but because of that Cronenworth error, I mean, they had some opportunities early on in this one. They just weren't able to capitalize. So, yeah, I mean, sometimes guys are just going to be nasty, and tonight was one of those nights. So we got Chief. If Barry Bonds was batting behind Arráez, he still gets walked. Then I walk Bonds. Come on, DR. Yeah, Lamet. Not who counting on him. Yeah, for sure. Dodgers are behind. Better bring it in Dodger Stadium South. Bilal K, please, no criticism for Mookie. Yeah, Mookie's fine. Jay Bullet TC, if you look at the most recent World Series winners, bullpens have won the World Series. That's what worries me about the Dodgers. It's a valid point. It's increasingly becoming a bullpen game with matchups in the Fall Classic, in the postseason. And look at the Braves a couple years ago. I mean, you have to have guys with high elite stuff. That's why Emmett Sheehan is a guy that can come back and has an explosive 14 fastball that can play up. Dustin May is a guy that is top shelf stuff. So look, let the chips fall, right? Let these dominoes fall. And I promise you, Andrew Friedman has said it himself. The bullpen keeps him up at night because it's the most volatile position group in Major League Baseball. From year to year, guys change. You get a lot of who let the dogs out guys. And what I mean by that is one-year wonders, right? One-hit wonders like the Baja men, right? Lots of Baja men coming out of that bullpen. And that's why this is important to evaluate this part of the season, not just for the guys that are in your own bullpen, but for guys that you want to target, players you want to trade for. Tanner Scott looked really good in his last couple appearances, for sure. Diego says King is low-key him, though. Dude, give him credit, for sure. Give him credit. I mean, he's definitely someone that, who knows? I mean, we could say the Padres won the Juan Soto trade a few years from now if he's going to look like that on the mound. So, yeah, he was nasty. He was fun to watch. I'm not going to lie. He was definitely fun to watch going up against this red-hot Dodgers offense. So, on the black, he is the Cy Young winner as long as his health stays the way it is. That's for Tyler Glasnow. Fire take. Go Tawny from Daniel Cortez. Randy, our best starting pitcher, gets a no decision tonight. I don't have a good feeling about this weekend. I'd rather take a no decision than an L, so he didn't have to take the L, so you like that. I want Outman and Lux to jump ship. So a couple more here, guys. Lux for who? Rip the Ripper. I hate it when the Dodgers lose. It puts me in a bad mood. I wish Roberts felt the same way. Trust me, these guys want to win. Got some grades for Tyler Glasnow. Alex says A. Roy Estrada says A. Jackie Treehorn says A. Diane Schroeder says A for sure. We got a S, I guess a satisfactory. Paul Gutierrez says A. Tyler Glasnow, A+++++ from Joe Rodriguez. Delirium 9 says Glasnow will reach 120 innings by the All-Star break. That's his career high. How much beyond that we will push him to? Yeah, they're going to be cognizant of that, and I guarantee you there's plans right now to try to maximize him and make sure that he can pitch like this when it matters most in October. Glasnow, A+ from Roman. So, yeah, guys, it hurts. Like I said, it's not fun to get walked off, but kind of my final thought tonight, my walk-off shot for this one is the offense is not going to score 6 runs a game. That's unrealistic. But this bullpen, they've got to get healthy, and we need this bullpen to have some cohesion, to see who are the guys that are going to play these roles for this season. Is Daniel Hudson going to be a high-leverage guy for the whole year? Is Blake Treinen going to be a high-leverage guy for the whole year? Can they count on Brusdar Graterol to get back and be healthy and be what he was last year? How about Evan Phillips? Is he the closer, or are they going to go out there and try to get a closer, right? Lots of questions. Joe Kelly, he had pitched really, really well last 12 appearances, a 169 ERA. How quickly can this bullpen get healthy? Who are these guys going to be? Because that is going to answer the question how many relievers do they need to get? Are they going to go for the scrap heap types? Are they going to go with the dumpster diving, the Ryan Braziers, and try to turn him into something? Or are they going to try to get a brand name guy like a Tanner Scott? So that's what I'm looking at. I don't have that many questions about the offense. Of course, we have the Chris Taylor, Gavin Lux, the James Outman situation. Jason Hayward's going to be back pretty soon. Starting rotation looks like it's in a good place, but the bullpen and getting healthy is the number one thing. Also, like I said, congratulations to the San Diego Padres on winning your World Series tonight. Stay safe out there. Have a good time at Gaslamp. You won the World Series. No, wait a minute. That was a regular season game. You didn't win anything, and you still have no World Series titles to talk about. But honestly, let's have a great series. I like the juice of the Padres versus Dodgers rivalry. But that's going to do it for this episode of the Dodgers Nation Postgame Show. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, hit that like button, and enjoy your weekend, guys. I'll see you in San Diego. And until next time, think blue, believe